All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just doing a quick video talking about putting some aluminum foil on top of your router. Very simple. So what's the purpose of this? We're going to reduce the amount of radiation coming off your router. Now there's different ways of doing this. There's some products outside that you can buy for $25 to $50 which will achieve the same thing, just in a more pretty fashion. Basically what you're trying to do is, if you live in an area where you don't need long distance Wi-Fi, you're exposing yourself to a lot of excess radiation which you don't need to, okay? So I'm not going to talk about the studies and what it can do or what it cannot do to you and if it's true or not. But if you care and if you're watching this video, you're going to want to grab some aluminum foil. Now if you don't have one of these EMF meters, and here I'm going to show you the proof that it is actually going to reduce it. Now you can see the reading right now in the peak. You want to look at the peak because that doesn't fluctuate that much. And the peak at the current state with the Wi-Fi active is 0.8. Okay, it's milliwatt meter squared. You don't really need to worry about that for now. I mean, you can look up all the statistics and what's safe, what's not safe. The whole point of this exercise is to show you that you can reduce the signal coming off your router at this current distance, which appears to be, you know, I would say around say 6 feet, 7 feet from the router, maybe a little bit more, and it's going through a closet area. So that's looks like about a peak of 0.6, maybe we can even say 0.7. But that's currently with the foil on there, and the foil is not on there tight. See, the tighter you get the foil on there, the more it'll block. You got to think of it like blankets. If there's cracks, light will come through, and that's exactly what exactly how it works, just like light. So you can see it on there, just thrown on there, no tape, nothing. It doesn't look pretty. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is take it off to show you what happens when this is off, and the how much stronger the signal is. And this router already has some tin foil or copper covers on there, which I'm not sure if they're doing anything or not, possibly reducing it further. And the setting on the router is on low. Now that I'm not going to discuss how you can do that, but you can go and look at your router settings and see how you can reduce the output of it on low settings. Now you can see that it's peaking at 2.4 now, 2.7. That's it's quite a bit. That's over you know, it was what, 0.6, so like, you know, 3 right there, peak of a 3. So it's a substantial difference. Now this will affect the range of the router. So if you're going to be running this long distances and you need the signal, it's going to deteriorate the signal. I mean, that's the whole point of it. But if you're like, say 10, 20, 30 feet within range of the router, and you can test this and you can play with it, and how you place the aluminum foil will make a difference. So you can play with that and see how the signal is on your phone or your laptop or whatever you're using to get Wi-Fi, and see if it works out for you. But basically, yeah, just cut a piece and put it around there and play with it and see how much reduction in signal you can afford. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, but I mean, you know, this is a pretty substantial difference, and you don't need any fancy devices on, you know, you don't need anything other than, like, you know, a few cents of aluminum foil. I mean, that's all you need. So again, I put that back on there, and again, I didn't fit it tight. Now we're at 0.8, 0.9. Again, like I said, the way you put it on there will make a difference with this number, how much signal can get out. So the tighter you put it on there, if you wrap the whole thing, it's going to completely cut it out. So you can play with that, but again, this is something I do recommend. Anyone living in an apartment, anyone living in a small house, you do not need all that power. You're basically exposing yourself to a whole bunch of RF for no reason.